Welcome to the Junkyard Rat Show. I'm your host, Junkyard Rat. We come live right next to for Nancy Pelosi Federal Building. My favorite person in San Francisco, Nancy Pelosi. I can't believe they invited me to that party and stuff. You actually had a party without me this Friday here.
I would be afraid to invite you to a Nancy Pelosi party.
Why?
Because you'd get hammered.
I need
get it? Hammered?
Yeah.
Pelosi?
Well, no, I'm not as good looking as her husband, so the guy wouldn't hammer me.
There you go. So what's happening, Junkyard?
It's fun. We got to do a shout out. One of our frequent guests, Dante Barnett, is in the hospital. He had open heart surgery a couple of days ago. His dad posted on his Facebook that he's doing all right. Shout out to you. I hope you get better and stuff. You know, my dad had a triple bypass years ago, and not me. I'm not gonna have that problem because they took out my heart when I became a U.S. citizen. So they just took it out.
They just took it and stomped on it.
You don't need this thing.
Okay.
You don't need this thing. It's a fun day. You know, I went to Vinny's this Monday. Steven Ferris.
As in Vinny's, as in Sacramento, Mike? Wait, hold on. Vinny's.
No, in Concord, Vinny's.
Oh, okay.
It's Mean Dave's room. And, yeah, Steven was performing there.
Okay.
And, in fact, it was like 4 blocks from the Concord bar.
Right.
So I asked Steven to pick me up, and he's like, it's only 4 blocks. I said, okay, I'll just walk. And I told him if it was raining, I'll let him know. But I didn't check my phone, and it turns out that Steven had messaged me that Mean Dave didn't want me going there, but I didn't see it. I fucking didn't see it.
Okay, so, but why doesn't he want you going there? Just because he didn't want to do it?
The funny thing is he gave me like 5 minutes when I got there. He gave me like 5 minutes.
Oh, that's funny.
He gave me a set. I followed Pam Benjamin, your favorite person.
Oh, yeah.
I followed Pam on stage.
I would have loved to follow Pam Benjamin on stage. I would love to.
Yeah, you should. You know, Pam is in town. She's doing
I heard. So somebody saw her act the other night, and they had to go out of their way to tell me that she was must have been jet lagged, and she had issues, and it was her meandering on stage. And I'm like, I don't even want to hear that with any comic, let alone someone that I don't desire to watch anymore.
Well, she's got her fuck Trump jacket on. She has a fuck Trump jacket on.
Okay, well, at least she's representing. That's cool.
It's great that she comes back and forth, you know.
Yeah, if she can do it, if she can afford it, you know, more power to you. I don't have any ill will towards anybody. I just don't support people that I don't support people that treat others the way they do, like some people do. So I just choose to support certain people, and I choose not to support her.
I asked Mean Dave to come on this show, but I didn't know how to. But it turns out that he's blocked me and everything. So
it's okay because we've kind of blocked him here until he has a conversation with me, but not really. I think part of my situation was no. That's the other thing, and I've said it too. So I don't have a problem with Mean Dave at all. because we can converse and stuff. But
Yeah.
I figured before he comes over, he comes to my house, I'd like to make sure we're on the same page.
Well, he told me he talked to you on Comedy Day, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you have to
I talked to
worry
him
about-
Comedy Day. I've talked to him other times, and we've kind of. I thought everything was clear, so it should be
Yeah.
clear.
But he didn't give
We're
me
professionals.
he didn't even want to give me a number, so I don't think he's coming anytime soon. But
Right.
But the funny thing is, I don't even remember what I don't even what's fighting with me and Dave. I thought I was having a good time with him on Facebook. I didn't realize we were actually fighting. You know.
Were you fighting?
No, I have no ill will to me and Dave. You know, except when he did when he did get his second DUI. I had a problem because I met his
Yeah.
mom.
So I'm wondering if we're airing the stuff.
No, but I met his
Okay.
mom. I met his mom, and I felt like bad because his mom is an immigrant like my mom, and that kind of got to me. Like I felt like, I saw. In fact, I saw his mom at a bar. I think she brought him because he couldn't drive, and I felt bad about it because I'm like, dude, your mom's an immigrant, dude. So you can't be doing this shit, you know. But I'm glad he's got his life together. In fact, the weird thing is he saw me in Fremont like a month and a half ago. I was
Right.
just walking around Fremont, and he asked me what I was doing in Fremont. And the truth is, I get bored. I hop on BART, and I take buses, and I end up in weird places.
Right.
And yeah, he told me he was coming from he was in somebody's car. He yelled at me, and he yelled at me from the car. Somebody was driving him, and he said he was coming from a meeting. Um so I'm glad he's still doing his thing, you know. I don't think I ever really had a problem with me. I know you did. I know it was personal with me and Dave.
No, I mean, so yeah, we had a couple things throughout the years, but I've heard that with other people with me and Dave that he just goes and blocks people, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, again, to each his own. I don't care as long as it doesn't affect me. And him blocking me or anyone
Yeah.
blocking me, other than let's say someone I really give a shit about, like let's say my kid.
Yeah.
My kids blocked me, and so
Your kids blocked?
my one of my kids has blocked me, and so that bugs me.
Oh,
But it doesn't bug me that Mean Dave has blocked me, or John Miller, or any other person that is an energy
Yeah.
vampire that I don't give a shit about.
yeah, so but it's funny that he did give me some time. I did pretty well though, but it was 5 minutes. But I was hoping he would book me because it's Concord, it's near where I live. In fact, another one of my friends, Jim, was there. Jim, I don't know. I don't think Jim's ever been here. He called in one time. but
Jim.
Jim, who was always at Kel's. He was like a,
Oh,
but yeah,
not. No, I'm thinking
He's
the
not
other
a-
guy. I'm thinking the other guy, Wheeler. That's Jeff.
Oh no, that's Jeff Wheeler. That's somebody else. But yeah, and then I saw that one of our Facebook friends, Nicole, keeps posting anti-Trump stuff.
Right.
So I offered her a slot on my podcast, of course, on January 20th. I don't think she hasn't. She didn't say yeah. So, but I got an open invite. If you hate Trump, I'm gonna be on the air on Inauguration Day. Come on this show. I can't get any Trump haters on here. They post all this crazy shit on Facebook. I'm like, come on this show. Tell me how you feel.
Or even send you a video rant and we'll play it.
Yeah,
If you have something to say about Trump that's actually good and entertaining and it's got some facts behind it,
yeah.
send us a video. We'll put it on the Rat Show.
Nicole's funny because she lives in an expensive neighborhood in Orange County.
Which Nicole?
Nicole Turley. She lives in Aliso Viejo, which is it's like $1 million house neighborhood. So,
Okay.
But yeah, she's like complaining, and I'm like, there's gotta there's gotta be hate, and there's gotta be hate. So you want to
be hate.
you want
Gotta be hate.
to hate on Trump? Come on my show, and I can't get any of these Trump haters, And when I do get them on here, they kind of chicken out on me, like, I want to hear your hate. Bring your hate. God damn it. Bring your hate. Bring your fucking hate. You know what I mean?
So, speaking of Jeff Wheeler, Trump hater here, he says you know it.
Well, Jeff, give out the number. You want to call in, Jeff?
Hey, Jeff, if you want to call in at 650-503-3435. Again, that's 650-503-3435, and we'll take your call.
Yeah, I'm all up on these Trump haters. Like, you want to hate on Trump? Come in here and hate on Trump.
So we'll see if he calls, and if he does, we'll answer his call.
Yeah, so it was a pretty fun, but it was funny that he texted he didn't want me going there and stuff. I was like, I would have gone anyway. Like, you know, I don't have a problem with Mean Dave. I used to be friends with Mean Dave. You know, I spent a lot of time with Mean Dave, but I mean, I haven't blocked anybody on Facebook. I mean, just unfriend somebody. I don't block
just
people.
Unfriend somebody.
I don't know the whole, because it's a business, you know. You gotta understand we're in a business. This is a business. You know, you can't just hate on a bunch of people in this business, you know. But it's all good.
You have to do more than that.
It's all good. This Friday I went to Urbana and Gary. I used to go to the dispensary before called the Hemp Center, and I hadn't been there. I can't remember if I went to the other one. They got one in the Mission, but it's really nice. But I had no idea that all their stuff is in the walls. You know, all their products.
Right. Let me see if I have something here. I don't think it's going to do it. So go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So all their products are on the wall. And I asked the woman what I was looking for. I went to get a eighth from a weed company called Sense. And
here's the phone line, by the way. I think it will get it.
And then she's like, it's in the wall. And I'm like, okay. And I was high, so I'm like, here I am looking blindly. But I found the product, and then I got a weed juice. It was pretty, I like the place. It's really nice and stuff. You know, it's amazing. Like, these places are really nice, but yeah, you know, this one does really well, but they had a third one nearby, actually. They used to have a place where Urban Farm used to be, like on Mission and 10th.
Really, yeah.
They used to have that storefront, but nobody's down there and stuff. But yeah, Sense is really good. They do really well. There was only like only 1/8.
Let's give that phone line again. Apparently Jeff didn't get it. Here, let's see if we can.
The studio hotline is open. 650-503-3435. The studio hotline is open. 650-503-3435. The studio hotline is open. 650-503-3435.
There you go.
Nothing.
All right, we got Jeff Wheeler on the phone.
I got Jeff
You're
Wheeler.
blasting through my phone here. All right, I got you.
There you go.
Hey, I was trying to say to Chris there, what's his problem with Mean Dave anyway?
Nothing. I was just explaining to the audience that I went to see Stephen Ferris at Vinny's in Concord Monday night, and me and Dave told him to text me saying he didn't want me there, and I showed up and he gave me 5 minutes on stage.
And Jeff, can you do me a favor? Either whatever's playing in your background, even if it's us, it's on a delay, so it's feeding back a little.
Yeah, I got it. I cut it off there.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
First time caller.
Oh,
Yeah, long time listener, first time caller.
yeah. I know I may have tried to call in once before, and I don't know. I think you ended up talking to Jim Doyle or something instead.
Yeah, that's the guy. I saw Jim at a Vinny's on Monday.
Did he give you a napkin?
No, he didn't give me any napkins and stuff. No.
Yeah.
That was
I
weird.
know.
Yeah.
I keep saying that, if he wants to get on my good side, if he got me a round of golf at the Olympic Club, that would go a long way. I mean, a napkin, shit, I can get those from Burger King. It's like.
Yeah, we try to get him to take us to the Olympic Club and stuff. And he said, he's a member and he's got to spend like $300 in a couple of months there anyway to keep membership. But he wouldn't take us. Yeah, we asked. In fact, there's like two of them. I think there's one in Market somewhere, the Mission, or there's two different Olympic clubs in San Francisco, but he wouldn't take us.
Well, there's two different golf courses. There's the ocean course and the lake course.
Yeah. I just can't see
I don't know.
that guy.
I've never played either one of them. I mean, I drive up through Skyline there, and you see where. Well, mainly you see the course on the inside part, but there is a course on the other side of Skyline on the ocean side.
Are you telling me you're a golfer?
I haven't swung a club in like 20 years.
Do you have clubs?
I have this really awesome set of TaylorMades too. They were like state-of-the-art clubs back in the 80s, and they're like collector's items now. But,
you want to hear something funny?
Golf is like becoming. I don't know, man. Just go down to the driving range to hit a bucket of balls. You're going to spend $20 or $30. So.
I live on a golf course. I live on two of them.
Yeah.
I live on two golf courses.
Well, shit, invite me over and I'll play around a golf there.
Yeah.
You'll play, you can caddy for me or whatever. Open up my beers.
For you.
Or as I throw beers behind me, you can pick up the litter, or something like that.
I'm old school. What we're gonna do is we're gonna rob somebody's golf cart in the middle of the night and just use it.
I gotta do a power cart now, man. I don't want to walk the whole course.
Yeah, they got all kinds. You don't need to walk anything. They got golf carts. We just gotta steal one.
How come you don't show up on the Sunday night clusterfuck anymore?
I don't know, because I don't know.
What is that? Is it a Zoom set or something?
The Zoom comedy thing. I did an encore performance of my Christmas Carol, and I thought I should have won it last night, but I don't know. Someone showed up there at the last second on like the standby list, and they won. This gal did like a bunch of fat jokes, and I don't remember how Vi used to complain about Vince, always copying other people's jokes.
Oh yeah, she did it too.
I think that's what this. I was just talking with Richard Graham. We've been chatting about it this morning.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, I swear I'd heard like 3/4 of those jokes before. I don't know. I got to wait till it shows up on YouTube or something and check it out. I mean, how Brain got like banned from that show for like, it seemed like it was like 2 years he wasn't on there, and he was talking about it last week. How come you guys banned me? What did I ever do? I think if this person plagiarized someone's jokes openly, I mean, they got paid for that.
I know why Brain got
get banned for. I mean, I'm not going to directly accuse her of it, but I suspect it, and so did Richard and some other people.
Well, no, I know why. I know why Brain got banned. I was there, but I remember exactly why Brain Damage got banned, but.
Was that something that he and Vi didn't see eye to eye at Kells, or what?
Yeah, Vi didn't want to pay him one day because I guess Brain said something about his wife on the Zoom show,
Uh,
and
well, I
he
mean, he
wasn't
didn't say
happy.
anything about someone's significant other,
Yeah,
unless it's like Trump's wife,
he didn't
the
want to give him 20
trophy,
bucks.
the trophy Red Sparrow Russian spy, Czechoslovakian slut.
Yeah.
Did I just say that? Can I say that again? Czechoslovakian slut or whatever. I mean, does that offend anybody?
No, Vahe's wife is American, dude. I don't know.
No, I'm not talking about Vi's wife. I'm talking about Trump's wife. I wouldn't say anything about Vi's
I'm
wife.
sorry. I thought you were. No,
I
but
don't
yeah,
want to get
it was
banned.
over $20. Like, Brain Damage wanted his money, and he used to work the door, and Vahe's like, I'm not paying you this week. He said to my wife on the Zoom show, and
Well, that's fine. I mean,
yeah, and
did he
Brain
say
said he
something
wasn't gonna
about her,
work
or was
anymore.
it just a misunderstanding?
I don't know,
I mean,
Brain.
I'll sit here and say things about Trump's wife all day. I mean,
Hell yeah, tell me everything.
I do think she is a red sparrow. I mean, probably. I mean, we're here in a country that's about to become a kingdom. You got the richest man in the world who. What do you think he hangs around with Trump? Obviously, it's not because he wants to smell his farts. I mean, obviously, it's to get more power. I mean, he went from like, what was it, 200 billion to like 288 billion in like a matter of weeks.
Well, you know why he hangs around Trump? Because
he wants to be the ruler of the world. That's why, by proxy.
His businesses get money from the government. I mean,
yeah.
SpaceX.
Well, I don't know, man. He hasn't invented anything. People think he's an inventor. He's not. He's an investor. SpaceX, that's not anything new. Rockets have been around for 50 fucking years. Look at the Saturn rocket. That's what got us to the moon. And that was with 5 engines. He's got like that super rocket. It's got like 32 smaller engines or whatever. And it's the same technology. A rocket engine is a rocket engine. He's not doing anything, it's nothing like Star Trek, there's not antimatter drives or he's just using the same old shit, it's like the automobile engine. It's internal combustion engine today is basically the same as back in 1905. It burns gasoline. It's just more higher technology now. So that's what his rocket is. It's maybe higher technology, but, it's still a 60-year-old technology. Or no, rockets are... Robert Goddard invented the chemical rocket back like in 1903 or something. So, Musk is he just puts money into things.
Well, that's what they do. They all do that stuff,
Yeah. He didn't invent the Tesla either. He bought the company from the 2 guys that had developed that, and they didn't even design their own car. The first Tesla was a Lotus Elise. That was the one that. Remember the Governor? He was one of the first people to buy one of those. Robin Williams had one. I used to drive by Robin Williams' old mansion up in Seacliff, and there was always a different electric car out there. The GM Impact. He was one of the first people to buy one of those.
Oh yeah.
His ex-wife lived there, but.
Yeah, but
I always saw electric cars out there. I saw the first Tesla that he had. The Impacts. They took all of those back. You don't see them anymore because they all got repurchased by GM and crushed. They didn't even want to leave them out there.
Yeah, they made a documentary about that, right? How they rented all these. They let people rent all these electric cars. Yeah. And they took them all back and crushed them, yeah. But
every one of my neighbors around here just about has a Tesla. I'm surrounded by the damn things.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for one of them to catch fire, and like the whole neighborhood goes up. So,
What about
One friend of mine, he made money on Tesla, and he goes, "Oh, all you need is one of those blankets. You throw it over." I go, those fire blankets are like you have an oil fire in your kitchen. You know, you throw the blanket on that, and it'll put it out. If Tesla's on fire, you know, you could put 100 of those blankets on it, and it's not gonna stop it.
What about the new truck? He invented the new truck, didn't he? Elon Musk invented.
Oh, the cyber junk. I saw one yesterday.
He invented that.
My grocery store has one of those.
He invented that.
They took out like a third of the parking lot, and it's got those Tesla chargers up there.
I hate to tell you this. I saw one there.
At first I thought, I drove by it, and I said, why are they putting a trash dumpster over here? And I looked at it again. Oh, that was one of those trucks. They do. They look just like a trash dumpster.
But these electric cars, they come with a million different things. I'm quite sure Elon invented some of the stuff for these cars,
He doesn't invent nothing. He hires people to invent things.
Yeah.
He's just a megalomaniac. He likes to give orders to people. And the first thing he did, Trump's not even president, and he was in there trying to order the House of Representatives to pass a certain measure on spending, And tell me that guy's not going to want to take over the government.
Well, the thing
People
is
got to see that.
The world's richest man in America has always been involved with the government. It just happens that this guy's a foreigner,
It's different from making money on the government when all of a sudden you start ordering the government around.
But look at in 2030, you won't be able to buy any more new gas cars in California. Isn't that really going to make Elon Musk a trillionaire, though?
Because the Tesla's not the only electric car. It's not even the best electric car.
But it is the only electric car.
It is not.
Can you name another one that you see every day? Name me one.
Every man, go buy a couple of magazines like Motor Trend or something.
Dude,
BMW's got electric cars. Have you seen those Waymo cars? Those annoying white SUVs that self-drive?
Yeah.
Those are Jaguars. They're electric.
Yeah, but
some of those are BMWs. Some of those are BMW Mercedes.
If it has an I in front of it, it's electric or E.
I know there's a lot of electric cars out there.
Has electric cars. Ford has electric F-150 trucks.
You gotta let me talk.
Silverado, Chevy. I saw one at the beach like a month or two ago, and it was huge. It was way bigger than my Silverado, and it was all electric. There's tons of electric cars. Teslas are they're run-of-the-mill now. Every manufacturer has an electric car.
What's the second best-selling electric car? What's the second best?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
Go buy a Motor Trend issue, and it'll probably have a ranking in there.
Fuck Motor Trend. I've seen a lot of electric cars because my friend Steven Ferris has a Mini Cooper, electric Mini Cooper, and I go to him to the station in San Francisco. It's a huge station. It's got a lot of there's a shitload. There's like Chinese companies that make them.
Well, don't forget, the Chinese are actually the ones that probably have sold more of them. That's probably why Trump wants to put a tariff on things. Is he wants those things to not be sold here. But I don't know. I don't even want to go into the tariff thing right now. We're trying to be funny.
When I went to Chile, I saw a lot of Chinese cars. The Chinese car companies aren't being let into America. I saw a lot of them.
Well, no, because they're too cheap. They probably. Half of them probably wouldn't pass Department of Transportation standards, for one thing.
So how much do you win at the Zoom show? If you win first place,
I don't know.
How much did they give you?
It all depends on how. I think there were I didn't even count how many people were watching the show last night. I mean, everybody chips in a couple of bucks on the tips. So
Yeah.
I don't know. When I won it last year, I think I got like $25. That was like a third of all the cash. I mean, it's not really a money thing. I mean, big deal, you know.
What happened between you and Victor at Pacheco?
Huh?
What happened between you and Victor Pacheco at Cal's?
Nothing.
Somebody told me that he tried to hit you or something.
No. We were just joking. I mean, that was like, I hadn't seen Victor from the last time I saw him. And the last time I saw him, he practically fell down the stairs on top of me. I was just reminiscing about that.
Yeah,
I mean,
I heard he was
no
mad
big
because
deal.
of his friend, his Zoom show friend that you were fighting with.
No. We were at the front door with Vi, and we were kind of just joking at one another. I knew he was just playing around, and so I kind of got tough right back in his face, and he's going, "Hey, look at these teeth. You see any of them broken?" And I'm going, "Well, there's always a first time, and we were like, facing off one another like that, and someone saw that and thought that, we were really mad at each other. We were just joking around because, like in 2 seconds after like facing each other, we're both busting out laughing. Obviously that person didn't see that. It's just like Garrett. I don't understand what Garrett has against me. He told someone in the chat last week that, he's not a very friendly person or something. It's kind of like, where the F did he get that idea? What did I ever say to him? I BS a lot of people, and
the name of this podcast
we
should name this podcast Beef.
Beef. What are you doing for Christmas?
Beef. Oh, I'm sorry, we're stuck on
Christmas.
beef.
What am I supposed to do that's different? I think I'm going to cook I did make a joke about a duck that I bought for Thanksgiving, and I never did bother cooking that because I don't know, man. When you're single and you live alone, a holiday is like almost like the same day as every other fucking day. Can I say that on the radio? I guess I can.
I guess you just did.
We're over the internet, dude. You can swear.
Oh, okay. So I can say the F word if I want, but I don't know. I don't want to offend anybody. The other two people that might be listening.
What about Hanukkah?
Whatever.
Do you celebrate Hanukkah?
F them, both of you.
Yeah.
Do you celebrate Hanukkah?
What's that?
Hanukkah?
Not really. Although I have in all likelihood, a half Jewish daughter. I don't know if that means I have to celebrate it. I have no idea how you celebrate it. All I know is
we can help you with that, Jeff. We can help you celebrate Hanukkah.
I used to have an avocado tree that shaped like a menorah, and it died. But
we can help you. We can help you celebrate the Hanukkah. The Hanukkah season easy. We won't get you one decent present. We'll get you 8 shitty ones.
Yeah. Someone said something that Christmas that they countered that by giving out a gift every day of December to like top it. I mean, that's the thing. The Catholic Church always takes over holidays. Christmas was originally like a pagan holiday or something, and they made this, Christ wasn't even born on December 25th from what scholars have found out. He was like actually born in like February or something. It was like, I think astrophysicists determined the so-called star that was over Bethlehem was an actual a star that had gone nova or something like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know that, things become written into history, and, we celebrate it December 25th,
Well,
I mean, who wants to celebrate February 17th or whatever the actual date was,
St. Valentine's Day is it was a Catholic holiday, remember? They dropped a saint.
Most of them are like British holidays. The Brits were the ones that like to rewrite history.
Well, the modern day Santa Claus was made by Coca-Cola in the 1950s. The Santa Claus
Probably. Probably. I mean, they probably had all this red material around. What are we going to do with this stuff? You know, sew some white cotton on it and there's Santa. I think it goes back before that, though. I mean, even in the 1800s, you look at literature, it refers to it.
You know, I'm one of the...
I had 8 years at Catholic school, so it's not a fond thing to remember.
I don't think you had enough Catholic school.
I had enough of it. My parents wanted me to go to
You're still on the naughty list, damn it.
You know, it's like Sarah High School. Gary Bonds went there. Lynn Swan went there. Swan was like the big guy, because when I was in high school, he was at the Pittsburgh Steelers. You know, that was the era. The Lynn Swan was like the Montana to Clark or Montana to Rice back in the day.
Well, Tom Brady went there too, right?
Yeah, Brady went there. Well, Brady was born and raised in San Mateo. So, and you know what? He owns. He's on Fox Network as one of their analysts, and people are giving him a bad time. You know, hey, the guy's a football mind. He's going to be great as an analyst, but he also owns a chunk of the Raiders. I don't know why. You know, the Raiders are probably, you know, now one of the worst football franchises. You know, their record is, I don't know. I haven't even paid attention to the standings. I don't get the Chronicle anymore. You know, if I want to see what the standings are, I have to go to ESPN.
What about the Niners? Did you watch the Niners yesterday?
Unfortunately, you know, they sat like 5 of the guys that are probably going to be Pro Bowl players. So I didn't expect them to win. But, you know, the Niners are in a position where they're damned if they do, damned if they don't. You know, they're not going to, let's see, NFL standings. They're not going to get a good draft pick, you know. But then again, you know, number 1 draft picks usually aren't. I mean, you know, we lucked out with Brock Purdy being the last guy in the draft.
Well, you know, they're pretty good at drafting.
Players, usually you get your best players in like the 2nd and 3rd rounds. So
yeah, they're pretty good at drafting players. I mean, that team, they basically drafted that whole team. You know, they're really good.
I tell people that one of my driver's ed teachers has as many Super Bowl rings as Bill Belichick, and they think, oh, you know, you're just making that up. But it's true, because back in 1974 or 5, I forget it. I took a summer school class for driver's ed, and I had a guy named Neil Dolan was the teacher. And Neil was he was at Mills High School then, but then he went to Hillsdale in San Mateo, and he was their football coach. But he got hired by the Niners in 1978, and he's the guy that drafted the whole defensive guys, you know, Ronnie Lott, Dwight Hicks, Eric Wright, Carlton Williamson, all those guys.
Keena Turner.
He found those guys. He found Jerry Rice. You know, he found Roger Craig. And he has 5 Super Bowl rings from the Niners, and then he went to Denver, and he got 2 more Super Bowl rings when John Elway was there. The last 2 years of Elway's career, they had the back-to-back Super Bowls. So he's got 7 Super Bowl rings, same as Belichick.
Hell yeah.
I mean, that's pretty amazing. You think about it, but I mean, that's the way the Niners have always been. It's the front office. And these guys are like, everyone's down on John Lynch and Shanahan, but you know, look at the guys that got hurt this year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah. Look at that asshole that didn't want to play on the Thursday night game a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah, that one guy.
They did the right thing rather than release him. where he could end up going to any other team who's in the playoffs, and he ends up getting like a Super Bowl ring. Fuck it. He did the right thing. Let's just suspend him so he can't go to another team. And, that's the best way to punish a player. If you're going to be a dick like that, hell with it, man. We're not going to let you go, I think Detroit's going to get the Super Bowl this year. I really do.
Detroit is coming, right?
My Super Bowl prediction right now, I'm going to tell you, Detroit and Buffalo. Those are going to be the Super Bowl teams.
Oh, hell no.
Everybody's sick of Mahomes.
Casey's going, dude.
We need a break from Patrick Mahomes.
Casey's going to lose, but they're going to be in the Super Bowl. I put my money on it.
No, they're not going to be in the Super Bowl this year. They will be there again. No doubt.
Hell no. They're going to be in there.
Mahomes is this era's Brady. He's going to be there. Mahomes will go to, 5 or 6 Super Bowls, and, he'll win 4 more. Probably.
How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet the Chiefs are going to be in the Super Bowl?
Not this year. This isn't their year.
That's what I'm saying. You want to bet on that or not?
No, I'm with you on it. They're not going to be there this year.
No, I'm saying they are going to be there. They're going to lose.
They are? Well, what do you're not a football player, so well then again neither am I, but
dude, they've only lost 1 game, okay?
Yeah, they have, but I mean, it's the same thing when the Patriots had they didn't the regular season they didn't lose a game, but then they lost in the Super Bowl. That was the only loss they had that year.
They're going to have the best record. They're going to be at home in the AFC Championship game.
And the Detroit Lions are going to be the upstarts that upset them, just like the New York Giants defeated the Patriots. It wasn't even Peyton Manning. It was, the little brother that won that game. I never thought Eli Manning was that great, but, he did win a couple of Super Bowls.
I didn't even watch that Super Bowl, the one that I thought New England was going to win, end up undefeated. That's why I'm telling you, dude, I got no doubt the Chiefs are going to be in the Super Bowl, and they're going to fucking lose because nobody's won 3 in a row.
The Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen's going to be the MVP in the AL, and it's going to be the Cal guy, the guy the Rams, what's his name? Goff. He's gonna be the Super Bowl MVP this year.
I think Detroit probably will win it, but I think the Chiefs are gonna get there. I'm telling you.
There's only I think 2 or 3 NFL teams left that haven't been to the Super Bowl, and Detroit's one of them. They had a championship back in 1957 before there was a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But that was it, man. That's older than me.
I don't even know they had Barry. They had good teams, but they had Barry Sanders. They just didn't want to pay their players.
To this day, we don't know why he retired when he did. I mean, he went out on the top of his game. He wasn't like. God, I love Roger Craig, man. Of all the Niners, I've met most of the Niners, including Jerry Rice. I've never met Joe Montana, but Jerry Rice, I actually gave him a pep talk when in his rookie season. He didn't have the greatest rookie season. He dropped a lot of passes, and he was at a bar in Foster City, and I met most of the Niners there. And I sat down with Jerry. I was watching him. He was going up to the bar to get a drink, and the bartenders were going, "Here's your drink. Don't drop it." After the 3rd time, I could see he was getting sick of that. It's like, okay, it was funny once, 2nd time, wasn't bad, but this is getting old. I could see where Jerry was, he being the gentleman he was, he wasn't going to say anything to the bartender.
That's not a pep talk. You were making fun of him, dude.
Well, no, I didn't make fun of him. I sat down with him. I saw that he was having a bad time with the bartender. I was saying, don't let that guy get to you. He's just an asshole.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, I saw your some of your footage of Mississippi Valley State, and, they played it on some ABC Sports things there, and I'm going, man, you were just like fantastic. How'd you get such good hands? And he said that he used to work for his uncle, who was a brick mason, during the summers when he was a little kid. And his uncle would be throwing him bricks, and he'd be catching the bricks, and that's what, hardened his hands to the things. And I said, well, next year when you're playing and when Joe's heaving the ball your way, just think of your uncle throwing the bricks at you, man. And he had like the most fantastic season a receiver ever had, and that was in his second year.
Yeah.
He had something like 2,400 yards receiving, 24 touchdowns. I mean, they were NFL records.
It was you.
And he had,
it was you.
It was a talk. It was just a little talk like that, I don't know. I can't say for sure. It was funny because I like 6-7 years ago, I was up on Skyline, and I was even longer than that because I was in my S10. And there's a blue Porsche in the left turn lane up like King and Hickey and Skyline. And I looked over, and there's these two black guys in this Porsche, and the guy in the driver's seat was bald, and he turns his head over, and I'm going, it's Jerry Rice, and I'm looking at him, and he didn't recognize me, of course, because it was like 20-some years later. But
have you ever drank?
I thought, hey, Jerry, you would have been something if you looked over and said, hey, I know that guy,
Have you drank Go
Jerry's
Fuel?
He's a hell of a guy. I mean, he's
Have you drank Go Fuel or Go Fuel? He has an energy drink out called Go Fuel. Have you Goat?
Yeah.
Have you drank it
Does
before?
Does it have that miracle blue ingredient that you like in your drink?
I doubt it though.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
I don't know, man. A lot of those energy, people make the mistakes. I know, especially amongst college drinkers, they take those energy drinks and mix them with alcohol, and that is like not a good thing to do.
Oh yeah, the Red Bull and vodka.
Shit, I mean, you're taking something that's a depressant and combining with something that's a stimulant. I mean, you're like feeding your brain completely opposite chemicals, and it's like, talk about fucking yourself up. That's the way to do it.
Well, that's what happened to Belushi. Didn't he mix cocaine and heroin?
Well, he did a speedball. He mixed like heroin and cocaine, and
Yeah.
that's the same thing. One's an upper and one's a downer.
Oh yeah.
Heroin is it's a derivative of morphine. They use that as anesthesia and a painkiller.
Yeah.
And cocaine is a stimulant.
Hey,
I don't know. I don't do drugs. I never have done drugs like that, so I have to rely on other people telling me what they're about.
Well, yeah, so that's okay to not have experienced that in your life. It's not like you need to be former Republican Matt Gaetz.
well,
The more you find out about that guy, it's kind of like, Trump must have been closer to Epstein than anything.
Oh,
it.
You
wonder now, who was behind, the guy hanging, swinging in the jail. Obviously, Trump may not have been the richest person in the world, but he definitely had enough money to make sure that something bad happened.
Yeah, they kept thinking it was going to be Clinton or, even Trump, but there's a number of people that wanted him. But, like, even the way he was hung in jail, it doesn't – they literally gave him enough rope. Like, I saw the crime scene. They gave him so much sheet to make it.
He didn't – these politicians didn't go looking for him. Epstein kind of went out of his way to associate. What the hell is this guy doing? Driver. Another package.
He might be alive.
Train of thought here. Stay on topic. Epstein was one of these scumbags that used politicians and celebrities to enriching himself and whatever.
Yeah, and be in a position of power.
Well, when Trump's airplane was down, he was using Epstein's private plane to get around.
Hey,
You know, because
do you think Jim Morrison's still alive?
Was like on the blocks for like years. They had to like put millions of dollars into it to make it flight worthy again.
Do you think Jim Morrison's alive or?
Jim Morrison was one of those people, the same people that saw to the end of Janis Joplin, also saw to the end of Jim Morrison, because that's why he left his country.
But do you think he's alive?
I know some people in the music business, and they knew that there's some bad connections in the music industry, connected to like the mafia and stuff.
Oh yeah, they are.
And if they wanted to get rid of you, they had ways of doing it.
Yeah.
And so that's why he went to France. He figured, okay, if I'm not part of the music scene anymore there, because he basically never considered himself a musician. He was more into literature. He always thought of himself as like a poet. And that's why he went to France. He wanted to like leave the music industry behind him, and he wanted to like write books and plays and be a playwright and an author.
Yeah.
And, you'd think that, okay, I'm not going to be part of the music industry anymore. I'm not going to be a threat to you. Apparently it didn't work out that way, because
you don't think he's
anyway.
alive, or you don't think he's alive?
There's a whole bunch of musicians at that age of 27. That was like a bad number if you were in the music industry. Bad things
Amy
happen.
Winehouse too, remember? Amy Winehouse.
I don't think Chris Cornell, I think, was older than that.
Amy Winehouse was 27.
Well,
Amy Winehouse was 27.
Well, yeah, she made like that one album with Tony Bennett, and then
Kurt Cobain was 27.
All of a sudden, things went sideways for her, and she was gone. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
She was kind of fucked up anyway before that.
You don't like Amy Winehouse?
No, I didn't say I didn't like her. I was saying she was kind of fucked up. She was pretty bad into drugs and other things. So,
hey, Jeff, we got somebody else calling in. We got to let you go.
Oh, good, because now I can go make my... I was going to have a bowl of soup for breakfast here, and it's already past lunchtime.
There you go.
Yeah. You said something about when's January 20th? We got to have a show or something.
Yeah, come in on January 20th. I'm going to be on the air.
Yeah, I could do that as long as it isn't raining and torrential rainfall or something.
You're a Rain Man, aren't you?
But then Paul still owes me that whatever months and months ago, probably half a year ago, I gave you the answer, something about the Corvette and the Barbie doll or something. Remember that?
Yeah, I can't remember what I was going to give you. Can't remember.
I don't know. It was some kind of sports thing or something.
Maybe I was going to give you a package of baseball cards. That makes sense.
Yeah, an unopened package. You know what? If you can find that,
I have it for you.
We'll do a live podcast opening these cards, and maybe there'll be like some famous.
Don't laugh. Last time I did that was somebody they opened up and found a rookie card from Barry Bonds that was worth $1,000. So
really,
damn. What about Ricky Henderson?
I have a few rookie cards that I thought were going to be worth a lot. I had a Ken Griffey Jr. and it's like they're dime a dozen. They made a zillion of them. Same thing with Shaq rookie cards. Remember McDonald's had those basketball cards, and they. Everybody that bought a Big Mac got like a Shaq rookie.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you for calling up, Jeff.
God, you're killing me. Just blew everybody out. Yeah, I remember them giving that out. We're going to go to the next caller, Jeff, but love to see you in January. Okay, buddy? Thanks for your support. I appreciate you.
See you later.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, happy holidays, buddy.
Happy
holidays.
Happy holidays.
All right, that was comedian Jeff Wheeler.
Or Enoch the Gray.
Or Enoch.
Enoch the Gray. You can find them every Sunday at the Best of SF Zoom show. Vahe's little open mic on the internet, and I actually saw Jeff on stage one time.
Okay.
I saw him at Denny Detchie's room. He's really funny.
Keon. The people they put. So I don't mind. Keon's cool, but certain people they've been playing at Deaf Puppies Club are like people that I'm due.
Oh yeah.
I'm due.
Yeah, they.
Some
should
of the
book
people
you.
that have been there is like I get better draw than some of those people.
Hell yeah.
And I'm not full of myself. It's like, really? Okay.
Yeah, you should be on there, the Deaf Puppy.
So I don't know if the moron was trying to call. We will try to see if that was him. It probably was.
Is the moron trying to call in?
He was. So moron, if you're listening, call that number again. Again, that number is, where is it? Here we go.
The studio hotline is open. 650-503-3435.
Caller
The
gets
10th
free
caller.
tickets
Yeah, no.
to last year's Super Bowl.
Jeez. So,
What's up? This is we're in San Francisco. It's Christmas. I haven't seen the roller rink yet. I didn't go to SantaCon this year.
right.
I'm just a loser.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just a loser, you know. Yes, it's been fun. I'm actually going to my brother's house for Christmas on Wednesday.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going up to.
Here we go. All right, we can only hope this is. Uh-oh. But it's somebody with a 408 number. Who knows who the heck we're going to get?
Answer it.
Call from
Bashar.
Oh, Bashar,
to
what's up?
accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Let him in.
All right, Bashar, you've joined the party.
What's up, Bashar?
What's cracking, man? Nice to talk to you, Chris and Paul. I never met you before, Paul, but I used to just kind of comedy back in the day, Bay Area, and over here in Northern California, Roseville, just chilling. I figured I'd give you guys a call.
Right on, Bashar. How you doing, bud?
Doing good. Just I was in the middle of trying to put some lights up outside the house.
You're
but
like
I
me,
think I
man.
did
You're
a
doing
good-
that Christmas thing like literally the day before.
It's not. They're not Christmas lights. They're these solar kind of security lights that light up.
Oh, got you.
Yeah, it's only two of them. It's an easy job. So I figured I'd take a little break and call in.
Oh, there you go. Right on. So how are you spending this holiday season other than the honey-do list that your wife or your honey's got you on?
But it's just me getting myself orders, something I just put off for quite some time. My relatives, just gonna spend it with some nearby relatives. That's about it, and that's nothing big. It's gonna be really, really low key tomorrow. The only thing I'm looking forward to is that we're gonna cook some lamb and some rice. It should be pretty yummy.
You're looking forward to, I'm sorry, we didn't hear that last part.
Oh, we're gonna cook up some lamb and rice, so it should be pretty good.
So how's the 49ers game yesterday? That was how the
You know how bad it was yesterday. You know what? I mean, I'm preaching to the choir here, but I mean, let's be real. I mean, everybody knows this. The season was done like three weeks ago or so. I mean, it's officially done now, but I mean, I literally wish they could just forfeit the rest of the season. I mean, what's the point of playing these guys? Guys are still getting hurt, and this season means nothing. It was just a throwaway year. Everything that went bad could have went bad. So one of those stupid fucking seasons that people didn't see things coming. We didn't see it coming. I thought we were going to be right back in the mix. We should have been right back in the mix. We got plenty of good players, and we were right there for the Super Bowl. But we just have to have a good draft and sign some good players, and we got to protect Brock Purdy. That's what we got to do. That's my biggest complaint of the season, is not stacking up the offensive line and not protecting your quarterback that you are going to invest in. And some people are saying we shouldn't pay him, but we've basically been paying him for free these past 2 seasons. So who knows?
But he bought them trucks, right? The whole offensive line. He bought.
Yeah. Shout out to the last car, Jeff. Unfortunately, they weren't Cybertrucks, but yeah, he did buy some Toyota trucks for his offensive line, even though they suck. He's just a really, really good person. You know, he's a God-fearing man. He's a family man. And I met him before. He brought him off the zoo. And he's very hardworking. He overcame a lot of odds. And, you know, he was a pretty damn good quarterback in college. People overlook that. They act like it's some fluke that he's had success in the NFL. He was supposed to be like a second or third rounder his junior season, but he stayed his senior year. And his team sort of fell off that year. So, therefore, you know, he fell off in the draft the next year. But it's not like it's a major fluke that he's had success in the NFL. He's got talent, dude. I mean, he can scramble. I mean, his 10-yard dash, his 10-yard split time is only behind like less than a split second behind Lamar Jackson. So, I mean, he didn't run the fastest 40, but his 10-yard dash was elite. You know, and you can see it on the field, man. He can definitely get by people. Doesn't have the strongest arm, but for the most part, he's pretty accurate. And when you give that guy at least 2 seconds to throw, he can do something, you know. So,
but he didn't buy those trucks. He doesn't even make $1 million a year. He didn't buy those trucks.
Well, I used to work at a Toyota dealership, and a good friend of mine is currently working at a Toyota dealership, and he's been there longer than I have. And he works in the finance department. And what he's saying is most likely what Toyota did was cut him a really, really good deal. So, you know, he doesn't think that Toyota gave them away, just gave them away free to Purdy. And on top of that, they had TRD packages, which are completely on back order. So who knows, dude? Either way, whether they're free or whether he paid for them, I mean, whatever, dude.
But he has sponsorship deals too, doesn't he? So
yeah, well, he's got Toyota. He's got that boot manufacturer, Ariat, I think it is.
Yeah.
Applebee's, Alaskan Airlines. From what I heard, he made about somewhere estimated between $6 and $9 million this past season from his endorsements, which is good. He played really, really well. He deserved some money beyond that 7th round pick salary that he was getting. You know?
Yeah, because isn't his like rookie deal up soon, or is it this year or next?
Yeah, it's up this off season. Once the season's over, he's a free agent. So.
Oh, but they're gonna re-sign him, right? He's not gonna go on the free.
They're gonna re-sign him. But some Niner fans are up in arms. They're bitching and moaning. Well, first of all, a lot of Niner fans act like it's their money and it's not. And then they think that, if we give him this big payday, that we're never gonna be able to sign players. It's gonna cripple our team. Blah 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 blah. And look, I get it. You know, we're in the salary cap era, and you do want to pitch the pennies to sign other players, but it's not our money; it's the team's money, right? The good thing is we have no control over what they're going to pay us, right? But the good thing is the guy who does draw up the contract for Agarape is one Indian dude. He's a genius. He's an amazing numbers cruncher. He's pretty good at drawing up the contracts, and he sets them up in ways that if things don't go right or if things go bad, or he just structures contracts in certain ways where it protects the team. So. I don't know. He might take a little team friendly deal, not a total one like Tom Brady does, but he may realize, hey, you know what? I didn't have my greatest season. Maybe I'm not going to ask for the best quarterback in the league type of money, which is what usually the top free agents ask for. But who knows? And maybe they might meet each other halfway a little, and there could be some wiggle room to sign other players or do whatever in the future.
We could get Aaron Rodgers as a backup and stuff.
I can't stand Aaron Rodgers, dude. I don't like. He's a cancer, dude. I don't like Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers he's sort of retired by now. He has nothing to prove, dude. He's done plenty in his career. What's the point of him playing for the Jets? Well, why tarnish your brand, your name like that? I don't know.
Because he sat out like 5 years, didn't he? Didn't like
it. I think it's like a couple. It was like at least a year. Right, he got hurt.
No, but in the beginning of the year, he didn't play like the first 5 years, right? I mean, Brett Favre.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yep, you're right. And yeah, he sat out at least 3 years. There might have been 4 total. You're right.
So
you know what? Green Bay. I was talking to my friend about this. Like Green Bay Packers are the only team that has luck when it comes to that, right? Because like they put Aaron Rodgers on the back burner, and lo and behold, they developed him into a damn Hall of Fame quarterback, right? Mm-hmm. And you know, look what they did with Jordan Love. Not that he's a Hall of Famer, but he looks pretty good, right? And he sat his ass on the bench. for quite some time before he's actually been getting reps. So Green Bay's doing things. They know what to do when it comes to quarterbacks. There's two completely different regimes when they did that. But one thing I want to say, Chris, knowing you through comedy and just knowing you, meeting you through comedy and just seeing how you are, I never had the perception that you were a big football guy or a sports fan in general. I just want to throw that out there. Not that you don't know your sports, not that you don't know football, because you do sound like you watch and you pay attention, which is good. There's plenty of 49ers fans, there's plenty of fans of other teams who tell me, oh, yeah, I'm a fan of this team. I'm a fan of that team, blah, 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 blah. And then when I try to have a basic general football conversation with them, they act like I'm speaking Chinese. And I try to dumb it down. I know everybody's not John Madden, but with you, man, you know your shit, dude.
Let me tell you my statistics. My football statistics. I got 2 interceptions when I was in junior high in the flag football team.
Oh, damn, he's got 2 interceptions in his flag football career. Oh, shit. Okay.
I never played tackle football. You know, the truth is that my dad didn't want me to because he thought it was violent.
Because he didn't want you to put people in the hospital. I know, you were like Ronnie Lott out there.
But then I never really fought him on it, you know. I wasn't one of these guys who snuck on the team and didn't tell my dad. I wasn't one of those guys, but yeah, you know. But my high school teams were terrible, but yeah, football.
Well, what high school did you go to again? You were in the East Bay, right?
No, I went to Lynbrook in San Jose.
Oh, okay. I never heard of Lynbrook. I lived in San Jose for a long, long time, but I never actually heard of Lynbrook. Okay.
Yeah, Lynbrook, we're like...
Where in San Jose is that?
We're near Cupertino. We're like...
Okay. Well, I used to live off of Meridian Avenue.
Did you go to Valco?
Meridian and Hillsdale, kind of by there.
Oh, yeah. No, we're on the other side, but... Yeah,
okay.
My high school football team was terrible. They didn't deserve me. But I did get 2 interceptions in junior high. So you should,
look at you, man.
You should never question.
Man, look what that high school team was missing out on, man.
Yeah. How about you? Were you good in football in high school? Or?
I don't want to toot my own horn, but I was pretty good. I was an all-league high school player, so you know how like you're the best players in your division, in your high school division for the teams that you guys play. So it's like a high school version of the all-pro team, so to speak.
No, I know exactly what that is.
So yeah, I started off playing defensive line, then they moved me to O-line. I played guard. I was pretty good at run blocking, and I was decent at pass blocking. They didn't pass the ball much in high school. They do a lot more now, but yeah, man, football was a lot of fun. We had some winning teams. I played at the Legion High School. Actually, my freshman year I went to Pinole Valley High School as well. So that was cool. It was fun. Yeah.
I can't believe
I didn't have any crazy injuries.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I banged up my knee a few times here and there, my ankle here and there. That's about it.
Yeah, I can't believe the Niners got eliminated before they played Detroit on Monday night.
I believe it. I thought we were going to get eliminated the week before, or I thought it was going to be official then. But we should have beat the Rams. I don't want to sound like have sour grapes or anything like that. But
yeah, that was terrible.
How we beat the Rams, we would have still been in the hunt. But it is what it is.
I kept thinking.
What about Debo Samuel, dude? All year long, he had been underperforming. Then Jerry Rice bad-mouthed him in the media. Terrell Owens bad-mouthed him in the media. Now, look, Debo wakes up finally when the season doesn't matter anymore and has a really, really nice game.
Well, the Niners are loaded at wide receiver and stuff.
Yeah, I know. Well, they're not as good as they were expected to be at wide receiver. They're supposed to be really good at wide receiver this year. Brandon Ayuk made that big stink with that holdout, and then he came in and started dropping passes, and then he got hurt and out for the season. Honestly, Jawan Jennings is really underrated though as a wide receiver. I'll say that much. Number 15.
Yeah.
I bet Debo got the payday. Brandon Ayuk got his payday, but man, the guy who kind of deserves the payday is Jawan Jennings. Man, he's a nice wide receiver.
But the one that got away wasn't Jefferson on the Vikings. He was a Niner, wasn't he?
He wasn't a Niner, but we were in position to possibly draft him. We could have drafted him, and we ended up getting Ayuk instead, and a lot of people didn't like that. So
what do you think is going to happen
that's how the
with
draft
Ayuk?
goes, man. Sometimes you just whiff on certain picks. You know, Ayuk was pretty productive. He was really, really good, but he got injured, and but he was never as good as Jefferson. I'll say that much.
Well, one of these
Jefferson's
guys
really
has
good,
got to go.
What's that?
One of these guys is going to go.
Eventually, later down the road, yeah. I mean, it sounds. Debo only has one more year left, so it wouldn't surprise me if they just stick with Debo one more year, or maybe if another team wants him, ship him out. Who knows? Ship him out to some draft picks. I don't know what they're going to do,
but they got to use Debo more as our running back. He was really good as a running back,
Debo, he was really good yesterday playing running back. The other games he wasn't. He was really shitty this year when it came to a lot of things that he was normally good at.
Yeah,
so,
the truth is,
it's been a funny, weird season for Debo this season.
The truth is that the Super Bowl loser almost always never makes the playoffs. So, I mean, I wasn't really that surprised, But the sad thing, the sad thing is the whole division is bad, I mean, a couple of these.
We could have completely taken advantage of a weak division, right?
Yeah, a couple of these losses in the last second. I mean, the Rams lost.
Really stupid losses too. Oh my God.
Yeah, there was another one too, right?
Weird seasons. A lot of close games did not go our way. No bounces. The bounce of the ball never went our way. Guys kept getting hurt. A lot of injuries. Anything bad that can happen to a football team happens to the team this year.
I was surprised they were trying to win yesterday. I was like, please lose. Please lose.
I saw it coming. I just knew I knew at one point in time during the game that, considering the fact how close it was on the road, that we were going to end up losing some way somehow. And it didn't surprise me. I didn't shed any tears over. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Hey, it helps our draft position. So the guys are now the 49ers had the 11th pick in the draft. If New Orleans Saints wins out for the rest of the year, we might have the 10th pick overall. So we'll see.
Yeah. And our kicker, he missed another one.
Oh, that kicker, Jake Moody, yeah. He sucks.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that guy.
You got to replace him. Never draft a kicker ever again. That's it. You don't draft a kicker anymore.
Yeah,
you pick up a kicker, undrafted free agent, or you pick up a veteran, and that's it. All those veteran no-name kickers that we picked up were better than him, right? During the season?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, man.
What's up with these kickers? Like, why is it that, like, these kickers are kicking, like, 60-yarders? 10 years ago, you would have never heard of that. I mean, why are they so much better these days?
So I've seen guys nail 50-yarders like it's nothing. I've seen a few 60-yard kicks made, and, the game evolved, I hate that new kickoff rule, though. I'll tell you that much. That new kickoff rule is retarded.
See, that's the thing about the new kickoff rule. That I don't see the difference. Like, who cares?
Oh, I do. I think it looks really stupid, and it just, I don't know. That's just really bullshit.
Hey, did you see the 30 for 30 on the New York Sack Exchange?
No, I did not.
You gotta watch that, man. Gastineau was the beast. Gastineau was
I have a few app on my Fire Stick where I can watch all the 30 for 30. So. Text me a little reminder and I'll catch it. What's it about though? Really? Just give me the idea.
The New York Sack Exchange, Gastineau. I mean, yeah.
Oh, Mark Gastineau and Brett Favre.
No, but Gastineau was he would sack these guys and start dancing around.
Yeah, the sack dance.
Yeah. But this might be one of the best 4 lineman team ever. I mean, these people were loaded. In fact, one of them went to the Hall of Fame.
They had a really good a really good awesome defensive line, yeah.
But Gastineau,
I love teams that had strong defensive lines. I mean, the 49ers for a while had really, really strong defensive lines, and they were really fun to watch. Yeah.
I mean, they should be better. I don't know what's. I mean, the truth is, I mean, when Christian, like, he just wore out, This team played.
He needed a season. For whatever reason, his body needed a season to rest things out and recuperate and whatever, man.
What's the last year that they didn't make the playoffs? I mean, it's been like at least 5 years.
What's the last year? What?
That the Niners didn't make the playoffs?
Was it the 2020 season, right? After we lost another Super Bowl loss to the Chiefs, right? Because
Yeah.
everybody got injured that year too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Usually, like the Super Bowl loser doesn't do. Who you think is going to be in the Super Bowl?
In our case.
Who you think is going to be in the Super Bowl this year?
Well, it's a tough. Oh shit! I almost fell off my ladder. It's a tough one. It wouldn't surprise me if Buffalo's in the Super Bowl, dude. It really would. Maybe
think Buffalo?
Detroit.
Oh no, I'm saying the Chiefs are going to lose in the Super Bowl. That's.
Oh yeah. I just think something's going to go wrong for the Chiefs, whether it be the AFC Championship game or the Super Bowl. So somewhere down the road, something's going to go wrong. Hey, keep in mind they barely won the majority of their games. You know what I mean?
But they still did. I mean, you can say they barely won, but the Niners barely lost a bunch of them. So that's the difference, right? You know. If you barely win them,
has been carrying them. That's what it is. The defense has been carrying them.
Yeah, the defense is not the same as it used to be, but I think the team is just tired.
I think the Chiefs defense has been carrying the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think the whole. I mean, you had that one player quit last week. That was weird, you know.
Yeah, Devondre Campbell. He was asshole season anyways. He wasn't shit. He was a terrible signing, Devondre Campbell. He was garbage.
But he had been in the league like 9 years. How the hell do you?
He was an All-Pro player, I believe, in 2018 or 2019. He was an All-Pro. When you're an All-Pro, you're the best of the best at your position. You're not just a Pro Bowl guy.
Yeah.
Like everybody just says you're like the best at them. So I don't know how he had such a great season that year. But apparently he did. But he did ask for us this whole season. So whatever, good riddance.
Yeah, what team was he on back then? Like
Green Bay Packers.
Well, of course, Green Bay's always been good. So
yeah.
I mean,
all right, Chris. I hate to cut this short. I do gotta get going though. I wish I do want to talk to you, but I'm kind of playing with fire here because it may rain anytime soon, and I'm still not done with my project. So
all right, Bashar, give us some sort of shout out. Where can we catch up with you and what you're doing?
Oh yeah, I didn't mention it. I didn't want to toot my own horn a little too much, but I do run a podcast on YouTube on it's called 49er Minded. I've had it up and running since the 2022 season. I am a Florida State comedian, so obviously I do throw in a little comic relief in there. Love my football. I'm a big Warriors fan too. Every once in a while on my YouTube channel, I do some Warrior podcasts as well. The past few weeks, my internet connection with my service provider unfortunately has been shit, and I gotta raise some hell with AT&T within the next few days because I haven't been able to go live lately. But I will be back up and running very soon, God willing. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. 49er Minded on YouTube. Check it out.
All right, let me ask you this. Are you doing a video podcast or an audio podcast?
Oh, it's completely live video, just like what you guys are doing right now.
Right on. So let us know if we can help you here at Edge Studios, and we appreciate you.
Oh, it sounds good. Yeah, I love you.
All right,
Take care, man.
Thank you.
Thank
I'll
you.
call in again in the future.
Get a Starlink for Christmas.
All right, I'll do that. Whatever that is, I'll research it.
That or the T-Mobile hotspot that has 5G, and we're not being sponsored by them.
Contract. That's the problem. I'm on this stupid contract family plan with AT&T, my cell phones, and I gotta fix this, man.
Get an Obama phone.
There you go.
I know. I might as well.
All right, everybody, give it up for Bashar.
Thank you, Bashar.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, see you guys. Take care, man.
See you later.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. All right, we're back here.
So nobody thinks the Chiefs are going to be in the Super Bowl. I think they're going to lose in the Super Bowl.
You're getting pretty good with people calling in.
Hell yeah. So we got to know how much time we got open.
We still have 30 minutes.
30 minutes if you want to call in.
So let's give you that call-in number one more time, guys. Here.
The studio hotline is open, 650-503-3435. The studio hotline is open, 650-503-3435.
I'm really excited. Christmas season. What are you doing for Christmas, Paul?
I'm going to stay close to home. I'm not even going to do any shows in San Francisco tomorrow. Zig in the Zone will be done remotely. He will be in Alameda. I will be in the Central Valley in California. We will have nothing but armed guards here at the studio.
Hell yeah.
And then the next thing we're doing here is we're going to do another one of those combined asylum shows. So I look forward to that.
Yeah, I didn't even know about it, you know.
We are San Francisco's best well-known or best kept secret.
I'm all about getting hypnotized.
Are you? That would be kind of interesting. So what would you want to be hypnotized for?
I've been hypnotized already, though.
Did it work?
I don't know.
What do you mean? Did you remember it?
Yeah, I remember it quite well.
Were you open to suggestion? In other words, was the hypnotist able to get you to do shit you shouldn't have been doing?
Well, it was at a county fair.
Of course it was. It's always at a county fair.
I volunteered at the San Jose County Fair when I was in high school.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if I was really hypnotized, you know. I used to do that in my act. I would hypnotize people, but I didn't really hypnotize them. It was more of a joke. Like, I'd ask them, tell me a number between 1 and 100. And
so do you think that works? Do you think people can get hypnotized?
Hell yeah, I do think it works. I mean, why not?
You've seen it happen.
Yeah, you know, like I tell people that I'm good at, like, the poker players. The best poker players can look at your face and know what card you have.
So that's kind of being a mentalist, right?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I believe in Edward Gacy and
yeah, there's what's that guy's name? Oz Perlman.
Yeah, so I believe in all that stuff, you know.
I believe in people like Oz Perlman because he kind of talks you through a lot of it and tells you right up front, I'm not a supernatural kind of person. I'm not doing anything that can't be done if you don't have that skill. And it's literally just him reading the person, reading the room, reading the situation, and then making a educated guess.
Yeah.
And so it's pretty wild. I like people like that.
I do believe in, I mean, all that.
I believe in that part.
Yeah. I like the guy who used to, like, he would, like, fall asleep. He would have a dream, and he would dream, like, what your disease is.
Oh, really?
And then he would tell you about it. I mean, I believe, you know, all the different dimensions and all that. But, yeah, was I hypnotized? I'm not even, I was like 18, 19. I mean,
my understanding is if it works and it works for you, that it's not like you lose consciousness and you wake up and don't have any idea of what just happened. It's like you realized what was happening, but you were just kind of going along with it without really having you couldn't resist.
I had somebody steal my thoughts one time.
And what do you mean by steal your thoughts?
One of my former bosses, she was firing me that day, and I was just telling her, and then at one point she just stared at me, and boom, she just took all my thoughts out of my head. And I swear to God, it like freaked me out. I never forgot. And that's why people are like, why don't you look at people in the eye? Because I'm fucking paranoid. That's why.
So when you mean she stole your thoughts, was she in the middle of firing you?
Well, it wasn't firing, you know, it was
laying you off?
I was it was the California Peace Action, I think. It was like a nonprofit. And
oh, so it was kind of like you were an intern. You were a non-paid intern or volunteer.
Money, you know?
You were like a volunteer.
Yeah, they would send you out, and you would get paid if you got people to donate money. And I couldn't get anybody to donate money. In fact, back then, I remember one of the things I used to tell people, that 97% of the weapons in the 90s came from America. The numbers are lower now, but yeah, my final day I ever saw her, you know, I was just talking to her, and then at one point, she just stared at me down, and boom, took all the thoughts out of my head.
All the thoughts.
And I was like, what the hell is going on here? You know?
Is it, yeah, normally I would tell my kids, okay, use your words. What do you mean by steal your thoughts? Do you mean that she intimidated you to the point of where you were dumbfounded?
No, I'm telling you, she just like,
So
I
were
don't
you
know.
having resentment, or were you pissed off, or were you,
I wasn't resent at all.
or were you upset, like you were sad?
No, I know.
And then you walked out and you're like, what the hell just happened?
To be honest, I kind of liked her after that. After
You
she,
kind of liked her
I
like that.
kind of liked her a lot more.
So she did perform some sort of mentalist thing on you, but I don't know what she was trying to get you to do. Was she trying to get you not to freak out because you were being let go from a non-paying
Nah,
position?
because I didn't make any money.
Right.
If I didn't get donations, it was like it was a shitty job. I wasn't good at it. I think you need to be like a hot hippie to get money out of
So
people.
she was trying to let you down easy.
I mean, it didn't matter because I didn't
You
want.
weren't performing.
I wasn't performing, but I don't even remember why. But yeah, she just took my thoughts.
So somehow she just kind of stole your thoughts and I think she was trying to put you at ease of whatever situation was
Maybe.
happening.
That's what I'm saying. There's some people that can just read people's minds.
That's a little scary.
I never been at it, but you look at these poker players, man. Like I played dominoes with a friend of mine, and the guy he could look at me and boom, he knew what I had. And that's why some people are at one level, like in the poker, and some other people are just like they can look at you, boom, I know what you got.
Okay, so
Yeah.
like even we were just talking about Oz Perlman. So I heard Oz Perlman on the Howard Stern show, and he basically said, he goes, okay, Howard Stern was saying, hey, I always thought, I wonder if somebody could come back from the dead or could communicate past when they've died. Because of the Harry Houdini thing for years, he thought he could try to communicate with his mom and he never could. And so he was having this conversation with Valerie Bertinelli,
Mm-hmm.
and it was before Valerie died, and he had a private conversation with her and said, hey, I would love to see if this ever really works. Can you give me a word that only you and I will know? And if somebody ever comes to me and says a word, then I know that, you gave it to him from beyond.
I had a deal with one of my cousins over this, that whoever died first, had to come back.
Right.
But Kreskin just died. Remember Kreskin?
Yeah.
He just died. I mean, he was in his 80s, but
Well, and he was one of those too. So he was one of those guys that was a mentalist. He was the guy that was big on bending spoons and shit.
well, Johnny Carson was a magician,
So he liked magicians.
but one of the things he did is he was good at trying to break these people. Like that was one of his hobbies.
He liked trying to figure out the trick.
Yeah, and Kreskin was he was one of the real guy. A couple of them he made fun of, But
Well, that's why he had what's his name on there. He had the Amazing Randy on there multiple times.
yeah,
Because he liked people that dispelled mysticism.
yeah. I mean, I believe in all that stuff. Reincarnation. I think we lived before and stuff. I mean,
So we're right across the street from the Orpheum Theater. Do you know who performed there in 1895?
is it Houdini?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Harry Houdini in
Yeah.
1895.
Oh yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, I think mysticism has always intrigued people for as long as time could be. Even stuff that like Harry Houdini was doing in his real life, like being an escape artist. Certain things really kind of crank up the curiosity in human knowledge.
Who's your favorite magician? Do you have one or
I would have to say it's Houdini.
Houdini?
Then it's people like maybe David Blaine. And then I do like the mentalist things. I like seeing things like
Chris Angel?
Chris Angel, but like even like Oz Perlman, I can listen to him or even watch him, and you're like, wow, how did he do that? You're mystified. You're like, wow, that
Yeah.
guy has some extra brain power or some parts in his brain that are lit up like everybody else's is not.
Yeah, I mean, does that ever happen to you that you're talking to somebody that you might have just known maybe and they say stuff and you wonder they say stuff to you that that you have in common with them, and you wonder, like, do they really?
Like, how did they pick up on it?
Do they like? I was talking to one woman like the other day, telling me that she used to work at the county of Santa Clara. Well, my dad and my stepmom worked at the county of Santa Clara, and I thought that's weird. Like,
That she would mention it out of the blue.
yeah, she was just telling me, yeah, I lived in San Jose. I worked. I'm like, damn, my dad and my stepmom worked there and stuff. Just weird things that you have in common, or
Yeah, it's weird how sometimes in sync we are with people, with other
Yeah.
people. It's like when you think of somebody and they call you.
yeah, it's true.
Sometimes I think that's probably the next step in evolution is some sort of awareness that because a lot of us are empaths. You can meet somebody and you can go, oh, I know something's going on with you. I can feel it, but yet you don't even know this person. You just met them.
Yeah, it's true. Like it's stuff.
How do dogs and animals know that you're
Yeah.
sick? They walk up to you and they literally, sleep at your feet or whatever. Or
Yeah, some people when you first meet them, you feel like, hey, you feel like I've known you for a while. And a lot of times I met a lot of people over the years. I'm kind of famous. I'm broke famous. That's the worst kind of famous. I'm famous.
you're famous for being broke.
I don't got money, but I'm well known.
You're infamous for
which
being
is
broke.
a problem. I can't hide from people and
Well,
stuff.
I was in a store the other day, and it was in the Central Valley, so it wasn't even in my hometown here on the peninsula. Because when I'm in my own hometown, which is pretty small, Redwood City, when I'm in Redwood City, I get noticed a lot, but it's usually because I went to high school with you, or we worked together, or sure, you may have seen me on stage because I've had so many gigs in Redwood City. You might have seen me at a bar at some
Yeah.
point or another time, but I was in the Valley the other day, and I was walking through a supermarket that I think I've been in twice. And this person goes, "Hey, how's it going, dude? Good to see you." Da da da. Da. And he was so excited to see me, and I'm like, "Yeah, good to see you too." And don't know the guy at all. And so my son goes, "Oh no, he recognized you because you're a comedian." And I go, "No." He didn't know.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, but he noticed you from your videos on YouTube." And I'm like, "Yeah, no."
Well, you have the same problem I do. Our last names stand out.
Our last names do stand out.
Yeah.
I am tall. I have a very unique and particular voice,
Yeah.
and so people notice that. And so if you have seen me, even if you've seen me once performing in a bar and then 5 years later see me in a supermarket,
Yeah.
you might go, "Oh, I know that guy." But I don't have such a fan base. I've never been asked for an autograph. I've only been like singled out a couple times, and it was funny because the one time I was singled out. It was for my podcast that people didn't even see me. They just heard my voice.
Yeah.
And so I've had people hear my voice and go, "Wait, hold on, I know you." And I've had actually people say, "Oh, you do a podcast and it's The Edge."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, okay, good. Yay. I got noticed somewhere."
Mm.
And so that's rare. I think that's happened maybe twice in a decade,
Yeah.
and so that's rare. But yeah, my son thought I was really being recognized for being a stand-up. And I was like, one of these days, son, one of these days I will.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, my last name's uncommon and stuff.
Right.
and- yeah, but people know me, and they
Have you ever been thought that you should change your name because of that?
No, I mean, I like my last name.
So do I. That's what I do.
I mean, I like the Skibakases, I mean, I remember learning how to, the weird thing is that I showed up to America, I couldn't even spell my last name. You
Well,
know?
it's funny because, like, even I think Arnold Schwarzenegger has said it before too. It's like, oh, are you going to use your name, or are you going to Americanize it, or are you going to change it to make it simpler, or
Yeah.
are you going to make a stage name? Like in the beginning, my name, I was going to have my name be Rick O'Shea.
Yeah,
But then there was, what was his name? Kevin O'Shea?
Kevin O'Shea. Yeah.
So there was Kevin O'Shea, and I thought, oh, Rick O'Shea would be good because if you said it quick, it'd be Ricochet. And so I was like, oh, that would be a great name, stage name, and it would be cool. But then there was Kevin,
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, I don't want people thinking we're related. I don't want people confused. He's been doing it longer. So I ended up staying with my name, and then and I thought, just like Arnold Schwarzenegger, yeah, people were going to remember you. They may say your name wrong. They may spell it wrong, but they'll remember, they'll go, oh, that Bumba guy, Scapaskizi, or what's his name?
Well, if the N-word was my last name, I might have changed it, but the N-word is not in Schwarzenegger, but maybe he thought maybe I need to change it in case the N-word's in there.
Oh, jeez.
But it's not in there, but it sounds like it is. So but yeah, it's crazy, but people are really into, like, these days, they don't like it when you change it. People are more into ethnic shit these days,
Well, it would be great if my ethnic name was something that wasn't a German Anglo-Saxon name, because I already, I'm already a white guy. I don't need to be a white Nazi guy, which, again, my last name being German, I actually have no German in me. It's my stepfather's last name that I don't really have any tie to.
Well, my last name is famous in Chile because one of my dad's cousins is a sportscaster in Chile.
It's not even my stepfather.
So,
I just realized. Go
yeah,
ahead.
so people know down there, they know how to spell the name. And, but yeah, I never really wanted to change it, but there's not many of us out there. And in America, in fact, I think there might be like less than 50 of us in America. We're like a minority and stuff, In fact, I think I might be able to get money out of the government over it.
Like you're a Native American?
I might be Native American or something.
Like that, you get some sort of
Yeah.
percentage from the government. Yeah, okay. I'll wait for that residual check to come in.
I'm not. I think there might be Native Americans in my family because one of my grandparents, they go back hundreds of years to Chile. But yeah, the crazy thing is my dad's mom she was Italian ancestry, right?
Right.
But my great grandparents, the parents of my grandfather, didn't want him to marry her because she wasn't Italian. She was a Chilean. And they wanted to pay my grandfather, they wanted to send him to Italy to find a wife. But my grandfather stood firm, and they didn't even show up to the wedding and stuff. And I love my grandfather. I love my grandparents. But I probably would have gone to Italy.
Right.
I would probably gone to Italy, I said. Maybe I would have come back for my real wife, but I would have taken the trip anyway. My grandfather never made it to Italy, but and he was an Italian. My grandfather was an Italian citizen throughout his whole life,
Right.
But yeah, I mean, family drama and stuff, shit like that happens. My dad's name, actually, my dad had a brother that died before him, a couple of days after being born. And he had the same name my father did. But that was a family name, like,
Right.
the Juan, my dad's name is Juan Bautista. And my grandfather's name was Esteban. And my brother's name was supposed to be Esteban.
Esteban.
To follow the family line. But my parents, they decided, and I have like 30 cousins. I mean, I got big families.
Right.
And I think I'm the only Christian in my family. I think one of my cousins named Daniela. My brother's name is Danielle.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it's that family drama. It just keeps going on and on. But yeah, you got family names, But my dad was Juan Bautista, and yeah,
Juan Bautista, yeah.
Juan Bautista, John the Baptist.
John the Baptist.
And in fact, a weird story. My stepmom was born on John the Baptist Day in June. So that there's another family story, but yeah, it's like this weird family drama and stuff. But nah, I actually when I started doing comedy in LA, I did have a different name, But then I went back to my last name
You went back.
because, and when I became a U.S. citizen, I could have chosen any name I wanted, for God's sakes. But I went back to my original birth name, my Cristian Alejandro Schiavacasa Valenzuela, because in Latin America we use both last names. We have, we also have our mom's maiden last name. So my mom's Valenzuela, but no, I like the last name. It's 13 letters. It's a great last name, but yeah, like I'm easy to find on social media. But I when I got started on social media, I wasn't smart like some people. Some people got to the game really early. Some people don't even use their real names in social media.
Right.
They're not easy to track. Like I think Mean Dave told me what his last name was one time, but I forgot it. I don't even know. I'm known as Mean Dave forever and stuff, you know.
Yeah, and so yeah, it's funny. It's funny when people hide behind their name. I mean, I get it in a way. It depends on your situation. Again, if you're doing it because your name's hard to pronounce or deal with, maybe that's a right thing. Maybe you just want a stage name.
Why not?
Maybe you're hiding it because you have a job that you have to worry about the repercussions of being a comedian. But at that point, I guess if comedy is not paying your bills and you have to have a day job, and your day job's like being a teacher or in the government, I get it.
Well, I know somebody who doesn't use their real last name because one of their family members was in the Trump administration.
Yeah,
And
so I mean, I've
he was
seen stuff
embarrassed
like that.
about it, you know. He doesn't want people to figure it out. So
I know
I
a couple
mean-
of people that had changed their name because they were worried about their parents.
yeah, you know.
And that is a chicken shit reason.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't want to, let's say maybe you have a famous parent and your parent is in government or something like that. And by you being outspoken could bring attention to them. That I get that in a way.
Yeah.
I get that in a way. But usually people know that people are their own person. It doesn't matter who their parents are.
Yeah, I don't think my dad was ever, or my mom. My mom doesn't even use our last name anymore, so. But yeah, my mom's complained about my Twitter account before.
Oh, because of comments that you've made?
Nah, she doesn't like the pictures because I was following a bunch of porn stars. I had one.
It's hard
Twitter-
not to on Twitter or X now. They're
Yeah,
all
I had it.
porn stars. Even on Instagram, I notice when I go to
Yeah.
the search feed, it's all women that have their tits hanging out, and I'm like, really? When
Hell
did that
yeah.
happen?
Hell yeah, you know. So yeah, you know, but it's like, yeah, I never was afraid of embarrassing anybody because, you know, the truth is, my dad's never seen me on stage. My mom saw me one time, but I made.
And
fun
when
of
was
her.
that?
My mom saw me years ago. She showed up to an open mic in San Francisco
Ugh.
with a friend of hers, and her friend laughed so hard because I was actually making fun of my mom. Because my mom used to make fun of my walk. She used to make fun of the way I walked, you know, which really bothered me because when I was a kid, I had a disease called leg perthus,
Right.
you know, so I had bad hips. And in fact, I used to have to I had braces on my legs when I was a kid, you know, when I was a kid. And I got lucky because my dad was at Stanford. So I was born in Chile. My dad started at Stanford a couple of months after I was born. And one of the doctors realized what I had. So the Stanford Medical Center kind of saved me. I might not be able to walk the best,
Right.
but I walk, you know. So it kind of bothered me that my mom was so cruel that she would make fun of my walk, knowing after everything I've been through, you know. So, yeah, I was like, yeah, my mom makes fun of my walk, you know, like. But, you know,
But she hasn't been out to one since then.
nah, but, I mean, I thought about bringing her one day. I never asked her, but I still think I might bring her in one day, you know.
Oh, into the podcast.
Yeah, I
that
don't
would
know.
be interesting.
I don't know. I mean,
You would have to have a good. You have to have a good format for whatever you're gonna do that day. Like I've brought my parents in here, and I did it for my parents' birthday.
I was gonna do it like on Mother's Day or something.
Yeah, I did mine on my mom's birthday.
But I mean, some people are. I mean, I live with my mom. I'm close with my mom. But yeah, my brothers never see me on stage. But these days, you got video. They don't have to my mom.
Right now, they could see you on
Yeah.
YouTube or something.
I keep telling my dad. My dad wants to see my podcast, but I'm afraid because I talk about him once in a while. I don't know if he's gonna be very happy about the things I say about him.
Well, if anything, it's a conversation starter. It's a great way of communicating. Usually, what you say on stage is a form of therapy, one way or
Yeah.
another. And so, if you're saying it, there must be some truth or some feelings behind it.
Well, I mean, I have the best childhood.
You didn't, or you did?
No, I mean, but it's a I was talking to a friend of mine, and he's like, "No, my childhood was worse. Like, at least you had food on the table."
Right.
He said sometimes there wasn't even food on the table. That's true. Like, it doesn't look like I ever missed a meal. Like,
Well, okay, so there's different types of childhoods, and you're right. Sometimes when we complain about our childhoods, we think, "Oh, wait, where do I have room to complain?"
yeah,
There's people that grew up with that didn't have food, or that got beaten, or abused, or lived in such poverty they didn't have a roof over their head or clothing, or slept in a car or whatever.
Yeah, that's
So
not me. Yeah.
right. So there's a lot of things, but there's also people that just went through it mentally or physically that, it might look good from the outside, but a lot of
Yeah.
people had fucked up childhoods that went into their adulthood and screwed up their lives.
My dad did tell me I was psychic, though.
Psychic or psycho?
No, he told me I was psychic.
Okay.
He said you would know about stuff before it happened, and he could never figure out how. And the reason is because, I mean, my childhood, I had to like try and figure out what's going on. Like I had to like be one step ahead. I always had to be worried about, like, am I gonna upset my parents? And you become psychic real quick, trying to like you had to listen for noises. Am I hearing somebody walking in? What's going on?
Right.
I mean, but my dad did tell me I was psychic and stuff.
So we're getting close to the end of the show. I know you got some stuff to talk about before we get off the air.
Well, yeah, I mean it's Christmas. So yeah, you're looking for it. I only bought one gift. I bought my mom a gift,
Right.
and she told me don't buy her chocolates because she's trying to lower her cholesterol.
So what are you gonna do for your mom?
I bought her a book.
You bought her a book.
I went to Target, found the book for her. I hope she hasn't read it. My mom reads a lot and stuff. But
So did you get it based on what authors she likes or what type of book?
nah,
How did you pick the book?
I just saw a New York Times bestseller, and
Said this is probably good.
there was only one copy left. That's always a good.
Sign.
That's always a good sign. Like if there's only one copy left. Like when I went to Urbana, and this weed company, since people keep buying all their stuff, it's hard to find. That's how you know stuff is good.
Right.
When you can't find something. But it's not like that. I was hearing people complain about buying eggs. The eggs are expensive. I'm like, how about you just don't buy eggs? How about you just don't buy it? $7, like don't buy the eggs,
Right.
But yeah, I was in a bus full of my neighbors because I take a little bus from where I live to BART.
You trying to say a short bus?
Yeah, where I live, they got a bus system, Yeah, I used to take the little yellow bus when I was a kid. Now I'm riding a white bus,
So we'll
But-
just call you Short Bus instead
but-
of Junkyard.
Yeah, but one woman was like, the gigs are expensive. They're like $7. Sometimes you can't find it. How about you just don't buy eggs,
Yeah, no, it's funny because there's a run on eggs everywhere, at least around here.
Yeah. I mean, you can cook eggs. I mean, you can cook, there's cakes without eggs. I mean, people do vegan desserts.
Oh yeah, you
So
mean there's egg substitutes?
There's egg substitutes. Or how about you just buy a chicken and have your own eggs? Buy a chicken.
Well, across the street in the open air market that sometimes exists across the street where there's people selling stolen stuff. I'm surprised they're not selling eggs
Yeah,
because there's a run on eggs like there was on toilet paper during the pandemic.
eggs used to be real cheap because I remember my friends and I used to buy boxes of it and go egg people.
Right.
That was our hobby and stuff, And in fact, one day we were going around after school, and there was somebody in my high school. She was like a cheerleader. She was like jogging, and my friend threw an egg at her, but he missed it. But yeah, that was like my worst nightmare. I'm like, what the hell are you doing, dude? I know that woman. Like, don't be throwing egg. But yeah, we used to egg people. Like, it was bad, but
Toilet paper vandalism, just general vandalism. in
toilet
general.
papering takes too much time,
You get
Toilet
busted.
paper
that
is
way.
an art form, You got to be out like 20 minutes doing that shit.
And you have to be good at it.
Yeah, when you egg, you just throw eggs.
Just throw eggs and run.
Just throw eggs, But
Yeah, that's
Uh.
right. The views expressed on this show.
yeah, I don't condone anything. In fact, one time my friends and I, we stole like 50 toilet papers from a Burger King. We went in the back and took all the rolls, and we didn't have a car. We had a shopping cart, and I think we just rolled it all the way to my house. But
So I guess we should thank Jeff Wheeler for
Jeff-
calling in and Bashar
Bashar's car, yeah.
Zakar. All right. And then we'll throw this up. We'll throw up the Myron Glenn photo because, he was supposed to be on the phone with us. So we'll put Myron the
Yeah.
moron up on the screen so that you see.
He
I
keeps
mean-
tagging me everywhere. He
And you were
tags me-
supposed to be on and you blew us off, Myron.
Yeah, he keeps tagging me everywhere. Like, I don't mind you tagging me, but don't be tagging like Will Durst's page.
Oh
Like,
my gosh,
I
don't
mean-
do that. That's like the worst thing you can do
I
to
know,
somebody,
he's-
right?
They're advertising Will Durst is going to be at Sketchfest.
Oh,
he's
and
like,
it's going to be Punchline in January.
yeah,
correct.
he's like, what about Chris Cavacasa? I'm like,
Well, I understand when he does things like that, he's just trying to be cool and he's trying to help, but that does not help.
oh,
So, all right, Chris, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. We got Stephen Ferris next week.
Cool, and that'll be a couple days before New Year's,
Yeah, it's almost a year's up, 2025.
and we're looking for more content, more people to share their
I know.
their views on.
And my final message for my New Year resolution to my listeners, I mean, I'm hoping that we all go out there and be happy. Send me some money. I'm gonna start up a Venmo. Send me some money. I'm running out of weed. I was sick for a couple of days, so I took my weed and drank some weed tea. But the weed I bought on Friday is too good to make into tea. It's too good. I don't want to do that. But
No, I'll bring you some stuff you can make weed tea out of.
hell, that's what I'm saying.
All right, you guys. For myself, the Rat. Enjoy your holiday, and yeah, we'll throw up some codes, man. We need some more people in studio, and he needs some money in his pocket. So let's get this done. We'll see you. We're out, guys.